We are about to start the second day. May I ask all of you to take your seats. How was yesterday? Great. I hear from Dr. Ganane it was great yesterday. Of course, it was great yesterday, especially the recognition ceremony. Probably let me start with, before the moderator of the session comes up here on the podium. I don't see Professor Kasaun. He didn't finalize his responsibility yesterday. I may start by probably bringing back the promotion we had yesterday. We have promoted about, I think, 5 professors. Of these professors, I think there was something unique with one of the professors. Professor Buzunesh Midaksa Borana was the first animal health professor in animal health. So I think we would have congratulated her better than we did yesterday. The other added thing is her professorship was promoted at our 50th anniversary here in the African Union Conference Center. That also makes another historical recognition for Professor Buzunesh. Congratulations, Professor Buzunesh. Can I see Professor Buzunesh? Anywhere? She must be somewhere. Following that, yesterday, one of the keynote speakers, 2 of the keynote speakers couldn't make. One was Professor Wondersan Gabrayes, and the other one was Professor Afwerk. We apologize for Professor Wondersan Gabrayes, as he was waiting for us, and we couldn't help him because of our mismanagement. We had an IT was not here. The work was a burden. It was a burden for the Secretariat Office to do everything. We lost him. So on behalf of the congregation of the 50th anniversary and the IVA management, I would like to publicly apologize for the inconvenience we've made for Professor Wondersan. I think this will not stop Professor Wondersan from continuing to work with us, with the IVA and also the professional body. I hope Professor Wondersan will accept our apology. Following this, of the recognition ceremony we've made yesterday, the recognition ceremony was done by the subcommittee called the 50th Anniversary Recognition Subcommittee, and they had several strategies to bring the to the nominees on board. One was, which is the professionals who is excelled in education in the last 50 years, and the other one was professionals who excelled in the research veterinary research, like Professor Traun Yilma, and the other one was on services. One way or the other, both the institutions and the professionals especially the institutions were recognized. But one of the institutions, especially the private sector, was not recognized because of the failure of one of the category of the nominees. So this time, I would like to recognize the private sector, and I want. By the way, the private sector, although they are small, although they are starting, the private sector have organized themselves as Abyssinia Veterinary Drugs and Feed Importers Association, and they had presidents, first president, second president. They are trying to organize themselves to work together and to promote the private sector in animal health. So we want to recognize them today. May I ask Dr. Alamayo Mokonnen, who is the senior advisor at the Ministry of Agriculture, to hand over the certificate, the award, the medal, not the certificate, the medal to the president of the Abyssinia Veterinary Drugs and Feed Importers Association. Do we have the president in the room? Dr. Seleshi? No. We can do as he comes. The other one out of the recognition is, before we leave the recognition, is Bedele Regional Laboratory. Yesterday, I think, I don't know how we overlooked it, but it was in the list, one of the 7 priority. We have Dr. Seleshi Mokonnen coming aboard, I can see. So can I also have the representative from Bedele Regional Lab? Anyone from the Bedele Regional Laboratory? Oh, okay, very good. So can I have Dr. Alamayo Mokonnen and to come to the podium to come to the podium to hand over the medals. Is that Ashar?
You can use this speaker.
ሶስተኛ አጀንዳ ምርጫን በተመለከተ ነው። ትላንት ልከን ነበር ሊንክ እና ሊንኩን ተጠቅማችሁ ወደ 29 ሰዎች እስከ ጠዋት ድረስ አይቻለሁ ኖሚኔት የተደረጉ። ግን አንድ የተላለፍነው መመሪያ አለ። መመሪያው ምንድነው? ምርጫ አስፈጻሚ ምንድነው? ምርጫ ኮሚቴ፣ አስመራጭ ኮሚቴ መምረጥ ነበረብን። ስለዚህ አስመራጭ ኮሚቴ መመረጥ አለበት እና ይሄ ደግሞ የሚደረገው ኮንግሪጌሽኑ ነው። ስለዚህ አሁን ምርጫ ምንድነው? ሶስት ሰው መመረጥ አለበት ነው። 3 ሰው ነው ዶክተር አስመራጭ ኮሚቴ። እሺ እና እሱ ነው የፕሬዚደንቱ ማንዴት አይደለም፣ የኦፊሱ ማንዴት አይደለም። እና
ይቅርታ የኢቪኤ ቢዝነስ ሴሽን ሲደርስ ምርጫ ይካሄዳል። የኢቪኤ ሪፖርት ይቀርባል፣ የኦዲት ሪፖርት ይቀርባል፣ የኢቪኤ ፕላንም ይቀርባል። የምርጫ በሚካሄድበት ጊዜ አስመራጭ ኮሚቴ ቀደም ብሎ ይመረጥና
ቀደም ብሎ ለዛ እኮ ነው
የዛን ጊዜ ራሱ ቤቱ መርጧል። እስካሁን ድረስ የምናውቀው ፕሮሲጀር ያ ነው። ነገር ግን ለማፍጠን አሁኑኑ ይመረጥ አስመራጭ ኮሚቴ ከተባለ ዊካንጎ
ስለምትሄዱ ምንድነው ምርጫ አሁን ሁላችሁም ትሄዳላችሁ፣ ይሄ የታወቀ ነው ጊዜ እና አስመራጭ ኮሚቴ መርጣችሁ ያ አስመራጭ ኮሚቴ ምናልባት በሻይ ሰዓት ወደ ኋላ 10 ሰው ሲቀር 10 ሰው ውስጥ 3 ሰው ነው የሚመረጠው። that doesn't represent the large body of the EVA domain። ያ ደግሞ በማኔጅመንቱ ላይ በሴክሬታሪያት ኦፊሱ ላይ ጫና ይፈጥራል። ለዛ ነው አስቀድመን ፕራግማቲክ የሆነ ሁሉንም ሪፕሬዘንታቲቭ እናንተ ባላችሁበት ጊዜ አስመራጭ ኮሚቴም እንደገና ደግሞ የሚመረጡትም ሰዎች ቢሆኑ ጥሩ ነው የሚል ነው። ስለዚህ እኔ አሁን ኃላፊነቱን ለአስመራጭ ኮሚቴ ለመስጠት ነው።
ኦኬ ጉድ። እንደዛ ከሆነ በዛ አንደርስታንዲንግ እንያዝና አስመራጭ ኮሚቴው አሁን መመረጥ ይችላል። የምርጫ መስፈርቶችን እያወጣ ከፕሬዝዳንቱና አሁን ስራ ላይ ካለው ቦርድ ጋር እየተማከረ የጎደለ ማን ነው የሚቀየረው የሚለውን እየተነጋገረ ሰዓቱ ሲደርስ ኢሚዲየትሊ ወደ ስቴጅ ይወጣል ማለት ነው።
የጎደለ አሁን የሱ ነው። ግን ምርጫ እናንተ ቤቱ ነው የሚመርጠው። እኛ 2 ዓመት ጨርሰናል። አይ መቀጠል አለበት መቀጠል የሚፈልግ ማንም በጉድ ቢሉ ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ አስመራጭ ኮሚቴ እንድትመርጡ ነው አሁን 3 ሰው እንድትጠቁሙ 3 people እጅ በማንሳት ወይ ምንድን ነው እንደዚህ በመንካት እና እጅ በማውጣት የለም። አስመራጭ እከሌ ቢመርጥ አስመራጭ ቢሆን አለ። እሺ ዶክተር ሀብታሙ አለ። ዶክተር ሀብታሙ ጣሰው አለ። እሺ አለ። እሺ ሁለተኛ አቤት ወንድሜ።
ፕሮፌሰር ገዛኸኝ ማሞ።
ፕሮፌሰር ገዛኸኝ ማሞ። እሺ እዚህ ፊት ለፊት ወያት። እሺ
ዶክተር ሰለሞን ኃይለ ማርያም።
ዶክተር ሰለሞን ኃይለ ማርያም። እሺ አሉ። ሌላ አንድ ሰው። እሺ እዛ ጋ
ዶክተር ሳምሶን።
ዶክተር ሳምሶን
ተረፈ።
ዶክተር ሳምሶን
ተረፈ።
ተረፈ። እሺ አንድ ሰው አምስተኛ። እዚህ ሰፈር እጅ አላወጣም ሰው። አቤት in yellow shirt. ዶክተር ብርሃኑ አድማሱ። ዶክተር ብርሃኑ አድማሱ ብዙ ጊዜ ሲያስመርጡ ልምድ አላቸው። ሊድ የሚያደርጉት ለእነዚህ ሰዎች እንስጥ ስራውን። ቬሪ ጉድ ታንክ ዩ። ከዚህ በኋላ ጨርሻለሁ። ከዚህ በኋላ ወረቀቶች ይቀርባሉ። ከወረቀት ቀጥሎ 2 ፓናል ውይይቶች ይደረጋሉ። 2ቱ ፓናል ውይይቶች አንደኛው በ2 parallel sessions and 2 panel discussions. One of the panel discussions is on veterinary education and veterinary research. It will be going to happen in this room, like Mandela in the conference hall. But the second one is on veterinary services and veterinary governance, which will be held on the syndicate room, which is, we will lead you immediately after the 2 papers, according to the program. The first one is the education and research one is led by Professor Getachew, while the service and the governance is led by Dr. Tesfaye Rufai. Can I see Dr. Tesfaye Rufai in the room? Hallelujah. Dr. Tesfaye Rufai, I can't see him. ስለዚህ 2 ቦታ ትከፈላላችሁ ማለት ነው። በሰርቪስ ላይ የተሰማራችሁት እዛኛው ሲንዲኬት ሩም ትሄዳላችሁ። በሰርቪስ ላይ እና በገቨርናንስ ለምሳሌ ላቦራቶሪ፣ ቬተርናሪ ላቦራቶሪ፣ ሪጂናል ላቦራቶሪ፣ ቬተርነሪ ሪጂናል ቬተርነሪ ሰርቪስስ ሁሉ እዛ ነው የሚሄደው። የቬተርነሪ ሪሰርች እና የቬተርነሪ ደግሞ ኤጁኬሽን እዚህ ውስጥ ነው የሚቀረው ማለት ነው። እና እንግዲህ አሁን የሚታየኝ ዶክተር አለማየሁ መኮንን በፊቴ ያሉ እሳቸው የሚመሩት ይሆናል ያኛውን የሲንዲኬት ሩሙን ሰርቪስ እና ይሄኛውን ፕሮፌሰር ጌታቸው የሚመራ ይሆናል። ናው አይ ዊል ኮል አፖን ዲ ፈርስት ፕሬዘንተር because I don't see Professor Kasaun coming. Can I see Professor Kasaun anywhere? It's not still there. So Professor Kasaun is not there, so I will call upon the first presenter to come. Adela? First presenter to come to the podium and deliver his presentation. Who is the first presenter? As an organizer.
Dr. Abai. Dr. Abai Takele.
Who is the first presenter?
Dr. Abai Bekkele. Dr. Abai Bekkele.
Dr. Abai Bekkele from Swiss, Germany. Can you welcome Dr. Abai Bekkele, the first presenter of the morning?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I will be presenting an evaluation of browse aid at the doorsteps of agropastoralists to improve consumption of in situ browse and shrub and prevent animal diseases during droughts. This study was conducted in 2 different sites, Gode Warada of Somali region and Dasanech Warada of Southern Ethiopia region. And the study was conducted by 2 sister organizations, VSF Germany and VSF Swiss, led by 2 senior veterinarians, Dr. Ganana Ragasa and Dr. Kabaru Sumacho. The study was sponsored by MasterCard Foundation and thank you. And under the UNFAO organization. So next slide. Okay, this is the outline of my presentation. Next slide. As you know, close to 3 million animals in Borana zone and 2 million animals in Somali region of Ethiopia died due to the recent drought that happened in Ethiopia. And large amount of browse and shrubs are also found in these regions. And, as we know, almost 70% of the rangeland is covered by range browses and shrubs, and the remaining 30% is covered with grazing resources. So sheep and goat grazers are very much vulnerable to the effect of drought. So the rationale behind conducting this study is to convert grazers into browsers so that they will not die due to the effect of drought. So our hypothesis was the provision of small amount of browse aid, the chemical known as polyethylene glycol with a molecular weight of 4,000 to sheep and cattle on daily basis will increase the consumption, body weight, and reduce the prevalence of disease among these animals. This is the hypothesis we had, and we'll see the results in the next slides. So before we dive into the main body of the findings, I would like to explain what polyethylene glycol or PEG 4000 means. The other name, of course, the name we use in our context is browse aid to simplify its application. So this is a colorless odorless, non-toxic, and very much soluble chemical in water. And it is also biodegradable once it is excreted with the feces of the animals. So the bottom line is the chemical is non-toxic, but it induces the browsing capacity of the animals when it is given on daily basis. So this chemical is also applied in many other areas like cosmetic industry, chemical industry, in pharmaceuticals field, and in biochemistry and in other fields. So the chemical has been used in many areas in addition to its application to this particular study. Next slide. These are the materials we used. The other materials are very common, but the first two key materials we used are wheat bran, which is used as a vehicle to carry the peg material, and the browse aid or the peg itself, which induces the browsing capacity of animals. Next slide. As I said, the study was conducted in two particular areas. One is Dasanich district, which is found in South Ethiopia region, at the tip of the region itself, bordering Kenya. So we felt that this Warada is representative of the two countries, Ethiopia and Kenya. And the other study was conducted in Somali region, as I said before, Gode zone, Gode Warada, which borders Somalia. And again, the study can apply to both regions. So of course, the study in Dasanich was conducted by BSF Germany, and the study in Gode Warada was conducted by BSF SUS. Next slide. This was how we measured the material. On the left side, you see the wheat bran measured by using ordinary weighing scale. But on the right side, peg is measured using a very sensitive digital scale. Next slide. And body weight measurement in the field condition is usually conducted using Hertz. So as you see, that was how we measured the body weight of the cattle. Next slide. And the body weight of sheep and goat in the case of Somali region was measured by using simple weighing scale. Next slide. So the result, in the case of sheep, of course, the animals were grouped into three categories: control, level 1, 5 grams of browse aid; level 2 was given 10 grams of browse aid. So in comparison, even the control group have shown a kind of 9% increase in body weight because of the wheat bran. And those animals in the level 1 category had a 17% increase in body weight, and those in the level 2 category had 30% increase in body weight. And the result was significant. The difference between control in level 1 and control in level 2 was significantly, was very much significant, and the result showed that provision of peg really increased the body weight of those animals which received browse aid. Next slide. So the next category relates to cattle, and again, the category is the same: control group, level 1 and level 2, but the amount of peg given was different. Control group received the same amount of wheat bran, 100 grams. Level 1 group of cattle received 15 grams of browse aid, and level 2 groups of animals received 30 grams of browse aid. And again, when we see the result, those animals in the control group showed negative change in body weight, which is like 8%. Those in the level 1 category showed 13% increase, and those in the level 2 category showed 17% increase in body weight. The result is again significant. The difference between control and level 1 and control and the level 2, and at the same time level 1 and level 2 was significant. Next slide. This is just the trend of body weight increase in the sheep steady animals. So if we see the changes across time, on day 10, the lowest body weight was recorded. On day 45, as you see, the highest body weight was recorded, and there was a progressive increase in body weight during those days. Next slide. The same was true among the cattle group, except that those animals in the control group showed negative body weight increase because the amount of wheat bran they received as compared to their body weight was very, very small. Next slide. Again, we also conducted qualitative assessment of the animals. So a before and after assessment was conducted. Before the provision of the peg material, many animals had dirty eyes, but after the provision of the animals, or at the 45th days, the shine in the eye improved significantly. Next slide. Next slide, please. Okay. The same was true regarding the change in hair or body coat. So before the provision on day 10th and on day 45th, the hair coat of the animal was evaluated, and as you can see from the graphs, there was change in body coat among the two animals, or steady animals. Next slide. Frequency of foraging, okay, was also the same. So there was a significant change in frequency of foraging among both steady animals. Next slide. So this was the end result of this particular study. As you can see, sheep are browsing on animals which has never been seen before. Next slide. Cattle were doing the same. So this was the final result we obtained from this particular study. Next slide. Body weight score has also showed a significant change among the sheep. Next slide. And among the cattle steady animals. Next slide. We faced some challenges. Of course, you can see this from the flyers that we are going to distribute. So next slide. The result. So in short, the result of our study showed that there is significant difference between those animals which received wheat bran and those animals which were given a peg. So feeding animals with a small amount of peg can protect them from the effect of drought was the final conclusion of this particular study. So body weight increase, foraging frequency, and nutrition availability were the most important part of this particular study because of the presence of tannin, which is found in all browsers. Animals do not usually utilize protein, the protein available in the plants. So the application of PEG forms complex with the tannin and frees the protein available in the plant material, and that's why the animals are protected from drought. And in conclusion, next slide, okay. In conclusion, provision of 5 grams of PEG and 15 grams of cattle can protect them from the effect of drought, is the first conclusion of this particular study. And the second conclusion is provision of 10 grams of PEG to sheep and 30 grams of PEG to cattle can enable them produce milk and can be fattened, using this amount of peg material is the other conclusion. What about the cost? When the cost of the peg material is compared with other concentrate materials used in Ethiopia in 2023, the cost of peg is 60% lower in the case of sheep and 90% lower in the case of cattle. This result is the first of its kind in Ethiopia as well as in the Horn of Africa, and it can be applied to the other countries that I mentioned earlier. And of course, VSF Germany has applied to some donors like USAID and the UN OCHA. We have secured funds to scale out the application of this chemical during the anticipated 2024 drought in the southern part of Ethiopia. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Abai, for such nice presentation. I'm sorry I couldn't be here in time because of the jam. I apologize for that. And the next speaker will be Dr. Alemayo Hailemariam from Brook, Ethiopia. And please, Dr. Alemayo. Thank you. Dr. Alemayo will be talking about establishing a clinical skill laboratory at Jimma University, Ethiopia, and he will share the experience they have at that academic faculty. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having us and giving us this opportunity. I would like also to congratulate our EVA founders and EVA members for celebrating this 50th anniversary of EVA. Today, I will talk about the establishment of clinical skill laboratories in veterinary teaching institutions, representing Brook Ethiopia's contribution and experiences in the improvement of animal health and welfare, with huge implications for replications, to replicate to the wider veterinary teaching institutions. To meet my objective, I will take you through these outlines. Next slide, please. So I will start by taking you what do we mean by clinical skill laboratories and why it is needed. So clinical skill labs are just places or designated areas for learning and practicing clinical skills using simulations or models. And therefore, we don't normally use livestock or animals. And it is quieter, as you know, and less pressurized than in clinics because we don't use animals like in the clinics with the owners around, so it is less hectic and quieter. And students or any practitioner can conduct repeated practices and make mistakes until their psychomotor skills develops so that it is welfare friendly. Why we use clinical skill labs? It just mimics just like on the job training, and there are always an opportunity for quality and consistency of practical skills. So there is an opportunity to practice more often, as you know, in veterinary teaching institutions in most places. Getting practical, for practical, exercises, it's quite difficult, and therefore students can have the opportunity to practice. So it is safe, welfare friendly, as I've said, and respects the 3 R's of models. That means it reduce, replace, refine the use of animals in teaching. Next slide. So in the world, there is a huge increase in the number of clinical skill labs worldwide, but there are only few or none in most parts of Africa. So this means that it creates a void, and it is a missed opportunity for students to practice skills and needed competencies. Next slide. So this is one of the competencies framework Brook uses in the field to assess the competencies of animal health providers in the clinic. So it is applied during our one-to-one mentoring sessions during mentoring, and it provides an assessment of the strengths and weakness of the animal health providers. During this, we observed that there are poor competencies demonstrated by animal health providers in the field, which means that if the animals are not getting proper treatment, it affects their health and as well as their welfare. Next slide, please. So another evidence is the Action for Animal Health report, which you can find this book in the Brook desks outside here. And this report has been also inaugurated last year in presence of several stakeholders here. So this is a coalition of various agencies that calls for improved investment and to prioritize animal health. And this report highlights that there is a lack of practical and animal welfare training in our teaching institutions. So it also highlights the need to upskill staff and faculty competencies. So it also indicates there is a lack of emphasis on practical skills training in our teaching institutions. While we know our work or mentoring or support training and mentoring can improve the health of animal health providers on the ground, we knew that some other interventions were important on the ground because working at the ground level only cannot meet the expectation. As we know, especially there is evidence that the teachings provided in our veterinary teaching institutions doesn't meet the required skills and knowledge. In the knowledge part, yes, regarding the skills doesn't meet the qualifications that these animals deserve. Next slide. So our initial start and choice was, the University of Jimma, where we, as Brook, we tried to establish the clinical skill lab in Ethiopia, and now we have expanded to the 5th university. So we chose this university because of the high motivation and interest of the faculty staff, and because of our dealings before with the university, they were much reflective and aware of their own gaps and skills needed in the training. And also there was a high backing from the university management. Next slide. So in Brook, we have a way of working where we can tap other resources if we have innovative ideas apart from our annual budget. So to test these clinical skill laboratories, we applied for the Brook Innovation Fund, and we did an agreement with the university team. On the left side is Dr. Mukarim, and we got this £14,000 to initiate the establishment of the clinical skill lab. Next slide, please. So in February 2023, a 4-day intensive training was conducted for 14 faculty staff, which was intensive and very interactive. And we used an experienced clinical skill lab trainer initially from the UK. Now we are doing by our own selves because our team have taken this TOT on all these topics, and they were able to establish their own clinical skill labs jointly together with us. And next slide. Then we used an open access clinical skill sheets, as you see, from the University of Bristol, and open access, a guide to clinical skill laboratories by Sarah Bali et al. And these guidelines were very informative and concise and provided for us a useful basis to initiate and structure the training. And a very big thank you to those who developed these resources. And these booklets with model ideas were very useful to facilitate and make simple models for us. So it got us our creative juices to secrete and innovate more, as we see in the next slides. Next slide. So we got even more creative, and we were keen how to learn how to use this. For example, on the left side, you can see we were using an upholstered foam, cutting into two, and placing this piece of latex tube, noting at both ends, and inside putting some provodine iodine to mimic blood, and plastering it at the right angle and height on the wall, so that students and faculty staff practice how to take IV and how to use IV needles, or how to draw samples from jugular veins. Next slide. Then we got even more creative, and you see here Teddy. So we were keen to learn how to bandage heel bulb and how to bandage, hooves, etc. by practicing on the hand. And even on the on the right side, you can see a jerry can which the faculty staff with a local material tried to develop a model of a horse and cattle, etc., as you see later on. And they were, as you know, wither and spine lesions are very common in Ethiopia, and they were demonstrating here how to, simply shave the hair, clean around the wound, and treat simply wounds on animals. So this was just the start of how models were being produced. Next slide. So the process used for teaching were really so powerful, convincing learners, for example, asking, for example, what would be the consequences of not performing these skills properly. So this will make students or learners to think of the consequences as a vet, for example, not properly undertaking these skills would have on them. And as you see here, the Jimma University peer practicing and demonstrating skills each other and providing feedback together. Next slide. And then we worked again very hard with the team to unpack all the steps needed to perform a skill. And in trying to imagine, what it would like to be, to sense what it would like to be, if you have never been shown the basics. And here you can see, for example, Dr. Redet, one of the JU staff member, now she is with another university, demonstrating, how to draw up a medication to the right volume and, removing the air bubbles, a skill we all take it for granted initially. But it is really difficult unless we practice consistently our hands to learn more. Next slide. Then once we finished establishing about 9-10 skill stations or 12 skill stations, then we allowed the students to come and practice. For example, this is one of the pictures, how students were practicing various suturing materials, etc. And you can see the motivation, the participation, and energy of the team, of the students. In this way, for example, we have trained more than 100 JU clinical year students to practice in these clinical skills to develop their psychomotor capabilities. Next slide. Then what we did was, we didn't left it as it is, so we tried to evaluate our undertakings by conducting various methodologies like online survey for the faculty team and the students. We did also focus group discussion and making students to assess themselves through their feelings of the competencies before and after the establishment of clinical skill lab. And those were just innovations being developed by Jimma University students. Next slide. And this was the background, etc., of the assessment. I will just take you, and this is the methodology, etc., and the aim. I will get you to the next slide in the interests of time. So this was the findings of the results. So I will get you to the key highlights of the findings. Next slide. So the highlight was, over 80% of both staff and students, that means the faculty staff, strongly agreed that these clinical skill labs had improved their awareness of animal welfare because they are practicing with models before going to animals and causing less stress and harm to sentient beings, as well as improve their confidence. 100% of the staff agreed that clinical skill labs are useful for fulfilling student skill gaps, and 100% of the staff would recommend these clinical skill labs to be, replicated to other universities. So we can share this slide to you. So let's get rapidly to the next slides. So let's pass this one as well. This is part of the. So these are the take-home messages that the importance clinical skill labs have support to improving the skills and competencies of our future graduates to ensure day one competencies are met. So next slide. So let's see now, after piloting this with Jimma University enthusiastically, we have replicated this practice into the rest of these universities. Bahir Dar, which is of course now currently leading the way, Wollo University, Hausa University, and after this January, we will be also going to Haramain University and making some more agreements. Next slide, please. I'm finishing. And this is one of the multidisciplinary models, just like a phantom cow, not a fancy cow, locally made, but it has everything, including, PD diagnosis, intramammary infusion, IV model. It was made by staff from anatomy, physiology, everything. So on the right side, they study on muscle, and on the left side, everything. It has everything from intubation, from theriogenealogy. So it is worth to visit Bahir Dar University in this regard. Next slide, please. And these are Bahir Dar University faculty students practicing and doing models for IV injection, NG intubation, etc. Next slide. And this is romaine fistula, IV injection, suturing, etc. using towels. So it's great, innovative approaches are always being developed. Final slide, next slide again. And finally, this year, one of our graduates from Jimma University, Dr. Dinegde, got an award of 2,000 USD in the Ethiopian Entrepreneurship Award, as you see, considered as a great step towards enhancing veterinary education and animal welfare improvement in Ethiopia. He presented this year in the Ethiopian Entrepreneurship competition and won this prize. And we used his skills and knowledge also to go to Hawassa University and support our clinical skill lab establishment. Final slide. So this is the final slide. And when I see this slide, I would remember the Bristol University Clinical Skill Lab, but it is not there. This is Bahir Dar University, and we invite most of you here, especially veterinary teaching institutions, to take these lessons forward. And we are also happy to share the links to the different paddles and paddlets to establish clinical skills labs to improve the competencies of our providers, of our clinical year students, and enable better skills. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Alamayo, for such a nice presentation. And when it comes to the Brook engagement with clinical skill lab attachment here in the academia. I myself am a witness, and the faculty where I belong do the same. And the opportunity created by this panel organization is very instrumental in improving the existing clinical service delivery, and it can be considered as a continuous professional development opportunity for faculty member. Dr. Alamayo, thank you once more again. The next speaker will be from Ashish Life Science, and then the speaker will be from Zoetis. Anybody around? Zoetis representative?
Dr. Misgina.
If not, then it will be Dr. Gawado, it's your time, or Dr. Boja. One of you should come here and address your part.
ይቅርታ እንጠይቃለን የእዛ ጋር ፋሲሊቴት ስናደርግ we have arranged for a poster presentation by veterinary services, education institutions, diagnostics, and others. And unfortunately, because of security reasons, we were restricted to convene this meeting, and our partners were not able to show their posters, roll-ups, and whatever. So we are compelled to give them like 2 or 3 minutes to present what they did on the poster documents. I think Dr. Misgina is coming from Zoetis. He is actually taking around 5 minutes, and following his presentation, I'll be giving 3 minutes for people from Bahir Dar Regional Lab, Dr. Habtamu, Dr. Wondosen, and one from Oromia region. And then with that, I will end up and I will hand over the session to Professor Kasaun. Thank you. Dr. Miskin Ale? Ale, please.
Good morning. First of all, I want to congratulate all the AVA members for the anniversary. And then I will present Zoetis corporate overview and some registered products in Ethiopia. My name is Misgina. I am the key account manager for Zoetis in Ethiopia. So to give some overview about Zoetis, Zoetis is one of the global animal health company in the world, and I can just say it is the largest animal health company. It is just working for more than 70 years. Maybe you know the Pfizer Animal Health. It was previously called Pfizer. Now it's being called Zoetis for the last 10 years. It has more than 300 product lines and working across 100 plus countries and serving for 8 species. Next slide. Talking this about the overview of Zoetis as a company, now I will present some products which are registered in the country, and I will focus on the poultry products. As I said, it is serving for 8 species, but in Ethiopia we registered more products in poultry, and we just distribute these products for the customers. So one is Pulvac Marex CVI HVT. This product is just a combination of these two serotypes, serotype 1 and serotype 3. And this is a very important vaccine, which all hatcheries are just vaccinating as the hatchery. The other one is a vector vaccines. Zoetis is also just producing vector vaccines. These vector vaccines are important just to protect the diseases in the field because they are easily administered in hatchery. So this is also Procerta HVT ND. This is Newcastle combined with Marex, which is quite important. The other one is Pulvac HB B1 brown mass. This is also a hatchery vaccine, which we give this vaccine at hatchery, a combination of HB1 as well as IB Massachusetts. So this is also important vaccine. I wanted all the participants to know two combined live vaccines are also just administering at hatchery to help the controlling of the disease. Yeah, I will speak quickly because the time is very short for me. So, other one is Newcastle Lasota. I think we all know about this product. Lasota is a common product, and we all vaccinate this as the disease is very endemic in our country. So this is also registered. Just packed one vial having 1,000 doses. Next page. We also registered the Lasota brown mass. This is also a combination of Lasota and IB. So this product, what is important about this product is when we vaccinate Lasota, they are combined. Their vaccination schedule is also the same. So we will just save our time and manpower. So this is also a product which is in the market of the country. The other one is Pulvac IB primer. I wanted to focus on this product. Pulvac IB primer. This is a product we use to prevent infectious bronchitis. Maybe as a country, we have using a common vaccination protocol, but many of our professionals are not focusing on the IB vaccines. So this IB vaccine is important, and this disease is highly economic important. It is just stated next to the avian influenza. So even it is higher economic impact than Newcastle. So, but professionals are not as such aware about this, and it's not been done more research on this product, on this disease also. So I would recommend professionals just to do on the IB strains and variants of the disease in our country. So this product has a combination of Massachusetts as well as D274. So this is a primer product, a premier product which is important to prevent IB, which other countries are actively considering to vaccinate this. The other one is just, this one is also IBQX is also a vaccine to protect the IB. As you know, IB is just corona. You know how much it was just pandemic, the coronavirus. So the same is true in poultry also. So we need to vaccinate these two products in combination. Poxin, this is a vaccine we use to protect the fowl pox. This one, it has the vaccine, it has its own diluent as well as the lancet to vaccinate. So it's just combined. Has all the necessary things when we want to vaccinate. I know many people are just facing a problem to get even the vaccinator. So our product is just prepared in such a way. Other one is, this is a percent 2, an intermediate vaccine for Gumboro. I hope you all know this and you just vaccinate, so let's go. Pulvac MGBAC, this is a product we use to prevent Mycoplasma gallosepticum. As you know, the AMR is very serious issue globally, so as professionals, it's better just to focus on prevention than using the antibiotics. So it's better to include these bacterial vaccines also in our vaccination protocol, just to contribute our role on the prevention of the AMR also. Provac 4, it's a combination of 4 vaccines, Newcastle, IB, Gumboro, and Rio. So this product is important, especially for the breeder farmers, as it has a longer protection period for the farm. So I recommend this product to the breeder farmers. Pulvac E. coli is also the same as my MGBAC. This is also a vaccine that we are using to protect the E. coli in farms. So I wanted to just to know all the people that this live vaccine is available in Ethiopia. So in poultry, it's better to focus on vaccines because, as you know, if you are going to use the antibiotics, it's not effective in poultry, so we need to focus on the vaccines. We also have registered kits, serology kits especially for poultry. There is kit for Mycoplasma, for IB, for Newcastle, for Gumboro, for chicken anemia virus, for rare virus, avian encephalomyelitis. So these are some of the lists of the kits whenever you need to do research on serology, whenever you need to do the sero monitoring in your farms, these products are available in Ethiopia, which are registered. So I want to say, I want to just to let you know the distributors of these products in Ethiopia. We have 2 distributors. These are Olympics and Shashene. And these distributors have stock, so anyone can just go and take these vaccines. They are also just showing the products on the booth outside, so you can just go and just pick from their warehouse. So that's all about the products. I again want to thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Muskana, for introducing us with what Zoetis is doing at a global level and the level of engagement they have locally, particularly for introducing list of poultry vaccines available in this country. I hope all these are the necessary inputs for growing poultry sector of the nation. Thank you. After this,
Dr. Habtamu.
I call upon Dr. Habtamu. Dr. Habtamu, are you around? Please. Meanwhile, I encourage those of you who are in the list to be ready so that we'll be efficient in time management.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm Habtamu from Bahar Dar University, and just I want to brief what we are doing and what we have already done so far. So, Bahar Dar University veterinary medicine has been established in 2003, with a BSc program in Animal Science Department. Then after we have teaching BSc for the last 7 or 8 years. But in 2018, we have started DVM program. So now we have the first graduates in DVM program. So I want to brief about the veterinary just education, starting from Addis Ababa University, is the first to establish. You may see the picture here. So just please next slide. Yeah, we have been discussing yesterday that the first dean is Professor Fesa Gabrab, and you can see the first club's pictures here. Next slide, please. Yeah, now currently we have about 20 veterinary schools. So far it was one from Addis Ababa University, Faculty of Veterinary Medicine. Then after, from the government intention, we have 4 additional veterinary faculty established, as you have seen there. And then now currently we have about 20 veterinary schools. Next slide, please. So then we are one of the 20 veterinary schools, and it has been established so far, I have said, in 2003, and we have 2 undergraduate program, BSc and DVM program, and we have also master programs, 3 master program. One is master in veterinary public health, master in veterinary epidemiology and economics, and the other one is master in veterinary microbiology. And the other one we have planned to open in the next few years. About, please, next slide. Next slide, please. Yes, here. So we have planned to open other 5, 6 PG programs, like, for example, veterinary parasitology, veterinary pathology, a master program in aquatic veterinary medicine, because we are in near to Lake Tana, so we want to excel in aquatic veterinary medicine. So we plan to open aquatic veterinary medicine in MSc program. Yeah, as you can see here, that we have clinical skill lab with support from Brooktepe, as you have seen so far. And we have open air clinic, and we have a number of cases in every year, because we are giving service a bit subsidized from the original clinic service. So we have a lot of cases every year, about 40,000 cases. So students are lucky to get a number of cases, but because of the current political instability, we are not currently doing clinical practices in the school. Next, please. Next, we have already seen on Brooktepe so far, so I want to pass this one also, please. Next. We have also partnership with a number of NGOs, for example, like Brooktepe, we have been signed memorandum of understanding in 2023, and we have done a number of activities, and we have established, I have said so far, clinical skill lab, and we have developed modules to use for students as a practical session. And now, because of that, the condition we have, we moved from the School of Veterinary Medicine to the main campus and to show the practical sessions. This clinical skill lab or modules is very important, because conditions like what we have currently, it can be movable from place to place, so we can use it. So it's very important. Here it is showing that we are giving trainings in different places, especially in Bahir Dar and the vicinity. Yeah, this one is showing the partnership we have, what I have said already with Brooktepe, and the other one with original lab and the livestock and fishery development and promotion agency or office. We have also the Kaima Foundation project. We have also agreement with that, and we have a number of activity with Kaima Foundation. We have, got, sponsorship for students. For example, one student this year have got a chance to be recruited in Kaima Foundation in Addis here. And we have also memorandum of understanding with Shanghai Education Academy program. So we have also planned to have a memorandum of understanding soon with Animal Health Institute and NVI maybe this year or next year. Thank you. Okay, next. Yeah, we have just planned to have the global initiatives also. We want to do a lot of work on One Health. We want to also work on animal welfare, and we want to also have the food system. So these all are very important to do together in One Health and or in one animal welfare issue. So this is all what we have. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Haptamu, for introducing Bahar Dar University Faculty of Veterinary Medicine and the plan and ambition you have to keep up with the current requirement of the public. The next speaker will be from research, or?
Good morning, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to present the poster which was prepared by the University of Gondar. As you have seen here, this project on the identification and characterization of lactic acid bacteria to address the challenges of the multi-drug resistance as well as the foodborne diseases was sponsored by the Ohio State University under the Tartary project. And there are some findings which I am going to present here. So as you know, foodborne disease is very crucial, which causes more than 420,000 deaths per year. And similarly, the drug resistance infection leads to around 700,000 deaths per year. And if we take the 2017 report in Ethiopia, only 3 pathogens like Campylobacter jejuni, E. coli, and Salmonella causes around 723 million cost or economical losses. So nowadays, there are different approaches. Yesterday also there was a presentation which shows the importance of pathogens and drug resistance challenges which we are facing. And the world is now focusing on additional alternative methods to challenge these diseases and multi-drug resistance patterns. So they are focusing on the usage of common non-pathogenic and probiotic lactic acid bacteria and other probiotic bacteria and their products like bacteriocin for the production of food as well as the prevention of the disease. And focusing on that, we have followed different methods and collected from 4 a little bit representative of the different agroecological zones in Gondar, Bahar Dar, Dabark, and Dabat. Nearly 61 yogurt sample. It's a purposive sampling we performed from traditionally produced yogurts. And then we isolate using MRS and M17 agar, and then tested against the isolates against the gram-positive representative and gram-negative representative. Here we take the E. coli K12 and Listeria inoca as representatives of these 2 groups. And then we found out there is a very huge reduction if you pull to the right of the poster. We performed the heat map analysis, and out of the total of 276 isolates, we were able to successfully found 35 isolates with a potential of reduction of the pathogens to the level of up to 90% concentration of these pathogens. And for that, we used the OD measurement, and we found, as you see in the right side, the green shaded tables. Yeah, a little bit up, sorry. Yes, here you can see we checked the power of inhibition of these lactic acid bacteria isolates and compared with that of the E. coli K12 and that of Listeria inoca. And most interestingly, we found that there are isolates that can inhibit both gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria with highest level of inhibition power, up to 79, from 79 up to 89% of reduction of the concentration of these pathogens. So nowadays we have 23 lactic acid bacteria isolates that are named after University of Gondar. We have sequenced it and then get the NIH identification number. And then these 23 lactic acid bacteria have a power of inhibition to both of that of the E. coli, that's the gram-negative, as well as the gram-positive bacteria concentrations. So here we need to finally conclude, to take the time, that there is a need for a One Health approach for the prevention of diarrheal diseases, as well as challenging or reduction of the challenges of multi-drug resistance or drug resistance patterns by using specifically even local isolate lactic acid bacteria or probiotic bacteria and their products like bacteriocins to prevent or reduce the effects of diarrheal diseases as well as the consequences of drug resistance. This is my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for such nice presentation. And next will be a group discussion. And to that end, I call upon speakers to join me here. And we will entertain a few questions, and then we'll break for coffee. Now, speakers who had presentation yesterday in the afternoon and this morning, would you mind coming here? We will entertain questions, and please, when you ask, be brief and to the point. And at least one person should ask one question, and others will have a chance to ask. Thank you very much.
Okay, good morning. The question I have, first of all, I have to appreciate all the presenters because the topics were very important and enlightening. I have one question to, I think, to Professor Taddese regarding the antimicrobial resistance. I always argue with my colleagues regarding who is responsible for antimicrobial resistance. We talk, as a veterinarian, we have to talk about the treatment we give to animals and the care we have to take to avoid antimicrobial resistance. But most of the antimicrobials that we test against those microbes are more in use in humans than in animals. And the frequency of their use, when you look at the frequency of their use in humans compared to in animals, in our case, in Ethiopia, well, it may be different in other countries, is much, much more higher in humans than in animals. And I always argue that resistance is coming from humans, and the resistant microbes are transferring to the animals rather than the problem is coming from the animals. What do you say on this? Thank you.
Any other question? Please, when you ask, tell us who you are, where you come from as well.
Mr. Moderator, would it be in order to, perhaps if there are no any other questions, would it be in order to provide any reflections on previous presentations? Is it in order?
Sorry, would you make it clear? To whom are you addressing the question?
Yes, so it's not a question, it's a reflection on...
A reflection?
Yes, yes. Sir.
Okay.
So it is in order.
Go ahead.
All right, thank you. My reflection would be on the previous presentation provided. I'm not sure if His Excellency is here, but Professor or Dr. Kumar. His Excellency provided a very brief and well-versed presentation on climate change and its components. So I'm not sure on how the House understood the gravity of this matter, but I found it really important to reflect and stress upon. My name is Dr. Kirubel. I am the Policy Advocacy Health Division Coordinator of the Youth-Led Alliance, working with the African Union, Youth Envoy, Her Excellency Ms. Chido Mpemba. I am also serving as the Youth Sounding Board to the European Union to Ethiopia. So I found this matter under paramount gravity. During the past few years of national, continental, and global commitments in regards to climate change, we have seen certain verbal, technical, and practical commitments, like the national determined contribution in reduction of carbon emission and reducing the global temperature by 1.5 degrees. But there is also another important segment which I would correlate veterinarians with, that is climate justice. So in regards to seeing the continent we want, seeing the Africa, the nation we want, our contribution to climate change is less than 4%. But we are the continent, we are the nation that are serving the greatest consequences. In regards to our sector, loss of productivity, increased poverty, and not attaining sustainable production and consumption is our greatest consequences, I genuinely believe. So, veterinarians for sure play a great impact in attaining sustainable development goals, the 17 sustainable development goals. But of all, health and well-being, reducing poverty, and increasing sustainable production and consumption are the ones we highly correlate with. So these voices need to be reflected on national arenas, continental arenas, and global arenas. His Excellency Professor Kumar asked the question if there were significant amount of representation of veterinarians in these sort of arenas, like COP events or any other international agreements in regards to climate change. So perhaps my reflection would be to the program officers or EVA members and educational representatives to increase this amount of involvement of veterinarians in the climate justice arena. Okay, so more or less this would be my recommendations. If we could really enhance our involvement as veterinarians in this sector, it's not easy money. It's more than $300 billion. This amount of resource would provide with significant amount of uplift in the livestock and agricultural production sector. I believe if we, as the Ethiopian Veterinary Association, needs the right volume of partnerships, there are significant partnerships we could make with national authorities or NGOs like Oxfam, the Pan-African Youth Alliance to Climate Justice, and so on. So I would really love the House to stress on this matter. I would really love the authorities, the program officers within the Ethiopian Veterinary Association to pay a close attention to this and perhaps increase our involvement as veterinarians in the climate justice arena. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your reflection, Dr. Kirubel. And had Professor Kumar been around, it would have been nice. But anyway, well taken.
Okay, thank you very much. I would like to thank all the presenters. Maybe my question or a sort of suggestion goes to Dr. Fakada. I carefully followed his presentation on anthrax, especially in wildlife yesterday. We all know there is less information or very little information or workers on wildlife. But nowadays, because of global warming and other issues, the issue or the role of wild animals is increasing, especially at the interface human, domestic, and wild animals. So as a professional working in the area of wildlife, is there any other disease prioritized in terms of zoonotic disease in Ethiopia? So I want to hear from Dr. Fakada this issue. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Any other question, comment, reflection, or kind of suggestion that you'd like to have on? Please, over there. Your name and question as precise as possible.
Okay, thank you very much for giving me this chance. Thank you all the presenters. My question is, will be forwarded to the doctor was presented to us about polyethylene glycol, the browse aid. Just one question. My name is Balacho Bacha. I am from Ethiopian Agricultural Authority. My question is, does this PEG do have any side effect on animals, specifically related to its withdrawal time with milk products like milk and meat? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other question? Okay, I don't see hands, so we will go directly to the reflection, and I give the first chance to reflect for Dr. Fakade.
Thank you very much to react on Professor Barsisa's question. Here I present about anthrax because of it's not only zoonotic disease in wildlife, and it caused devastating effects several times in wildlife, especially in Omo National Park. The occurrence of 1999 and also 2008 kills several antelopes. And also, when I come to the question, there are also several zoonotic diseases in wildlife, but most of them are not known. The known one is rabies, especially in endangered and endemic Ethiopia wolf that affect and occur every year in Bale Mountain, Arsi Mountain, and Simen Mountain National Park. Apart from this, in Ethiopia, there is no surveillance in wildlife, and there is no information which zoonotic disease circulating in wildlife. Thank you.
Okay. Next reflection.
Thank you, Professor Getachew. It's a very important question, and it's also my question, not only yours. And the responsibility should be shared. There is no need of pointing fingers to one another. The main component of veterinary medicine is, except for animals, it is economics, as you know, and the component of veterinary medicine is to support the public health. If animals are safe, humans can be safe. But when we see in Ethiopia, the flow of AMR, I am also convinced, although there is no well-published research data, the flow seems from animals, from human to animals, instead of from animals to human. When I was doing my PhD some 10 years ago, there was no resistance to amikacin in Salmonella, in E. coli, in wastewater, as well as in animals in Addis Ababa and the surrounding towns. But now we are observing resistance to amikacin in E. coli as well as Salmonella isolates from even isolates obtained from vegetables and from animals. This is because amikacin was not used in Ethiopia few years back. It started 5-6 years, and now everywhere in hospital they are prescribing amikacin because of resistance to other first-line generation antimicrobials. And this is flowing down in the river from the wastewater, from hospital environment, and even human to animal contact showed that there is a possibility of flow from human sector to animal. Like anything, the direction of flow is from high concentration to low. If we use more antimicrobials in animals, there is a chance, especially through food chain and direct contact, to affect human. But some studies show that in one of my presentation slide yesterday, one of my students collected isolates of E. coli from dairy animals as well as people in contact with these animals, and resistance to third generation cephalosporins and fluoroquinolones, which are commonly used in humans but not used in animals, were higher in humans in contact with animals, but they are not common in animals. That shows that there is not as such high movement from animals to human in the farm level. Rather, the use in hospital facilities and in healthcare facilities and early rapid flow of these organisms and drug resistance genetic markers into the environment can easily contaminate the environment, and access to animals is the problem. And we have to take these opportunities that every effort we do, whether we are in animal sector or human on the environment, unless we take care, we are contributing just a small amount which may grow gradually. And if we do better, if you reduce use of antimicrobials as much as we can, if we implement infection prevention activities, we can contribute towards the reduction of the spread of AMR. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Tadesse. And the next reflection. Yeah.
Again, thank you for the question. In short, the answer for the question is PEG or browse aid toxic to the animals, especially during when the half-life of this chemical is still active, is that it is not toxic both to the animals as well as to the environment. Once it is taken with the wheat bran, which is the carrier, it performs its action within the gastrointestinal tract and gets excreted without being absorbed into the blood system. And in the environment, it is degraded by the normal microorganisms in the soil. But to have a bit of clarity on how this mechanism is taking place, I think we need to see the mechanism of action of PEG itself. So if you see the difference between grazers and browsers, browsers are able to detach the chemical known as tannin, which is found in the plant material of browse and shrubs, and they can easily absorb the protein available in the browse and shrubs taken by the animal. But when it comes to grazers, they don't have the enzyme that detaches tannin from the protein. And the tannin-protein complex gets lost with the excreta, although they take some plant material, so some shrub or browse from the environment. So what this PEG does is it forms complex with the tannin material and frees up the protein for the animal to absorb and use it. And of course, that is how the animal gets body weight, improve eye shine, body coat, as well as body condition. The body condition of the animal improves because of the ability to utilize the protein freed up by the PEG material. And therefore, the PEG material, once it carries out this task, it gets excreted with the excreta, and as we said, the excreta in the environment will be degraded by microbials available in the soil. So this has been proven through many studies. Of course, PEG is used for other biochemistry study. It is injected directly into the blood vessel of animals. It circulates, it is used as a marker, circulates within the body blood vessel of the animal, but it gets excreted through the normal excretion process without causing any toxic effect to the test animal it is injected to. So both injection into the blood vessel as well as feeding animals with vehicle does not cause or has not shown any harm to the animal, and it has no secondary complication or toxicity to the human being as well as to the animal. I think this will clarify the question to the person who asked the question.
Thank you. I think that's all we have, and in the interest of time, we need to stop here. And I ask you all to join me in applauding the speakers for sharing their research experience and practical experience they had in their task. Thank you very much.
እናመሰግናለን። አንድ አናውንስመንት ነው። የምርጫን በተመለከተ ቅድም የተመረጣችሁ አስመራጭ ኮሚቴ አባላት ዶክተር ሀብታሙ ጣሰው፣ ፕሮፌሰር ገዛኝ ማሞ፣ ዶክተር ሰለሞን ኃይለማርያም፣ ዶክተር ሳምሶን ተረፈ እና ዶክተር ብርሃኑ አድማሱ በሻይ ሰዓት አንድ ላይ ሻይ ብትጠጡና እንዴት እንደምታደርጉ ብትነጋገሩ። ቀጥሎ ያለው ሴሽን ከዛ በፊት ሪዞሉሽን ኮሚቴ የዚህ የ50ኛ ዓመት እንደገና ደግሞ የ37ኛ ዓመታዊ ጉባኤን በተመለከተ ብሉ ፕሪንት ማስቀመጥ አለብንና ማን ነው ለዛ ሪዞሉሽን የሚሆን ኮሚቴዎች የኤክስኪዩቲቭ ኮሚቴ የመረጣቸው ሰዎች ዶክተር ፍጹም አለማዩና ዶክተር ፍጹም በዶክተር ዮሐንስ፣ ዶክተር ታምራት ደገፋ፣ ፕሮፌሰር ጌታቸው አበበ፣ ዶክተር ኢሳያስ ገላይ እና ዶክተር ፈቀደ ረጋሳ እናንተም ሻይ ሰዓት ላይ ብትገኙና ስለ ሪዞሉሽን ብትወያዩ እና መጨረሻ ሪዞሉሽን ኮሚቴ ሲቀርብ ብታቀርቡ። የመጨረሻ ቀጥሎ ያለው የሻይ ሰዓት ከወጣም በኋላ የሻይ ሰዓት ሁለት ቦታ ነው ውይይት ነው የሚደረገው፣ ፓናል ሴሽን ነው የሚኖረው። ለቀጣዩ ዓመት ለቀጣዩ 50 ዓመት ብሉፕሪንት የምናስቀምጥበት ነው። ሁለት ቦታ ነው የተከፈለው። አንደኛው በፕሮፌሰር ጌታቸው ተረፈ የሚመራ ነው በኤጁኬሽን እና በሪሰርች ላይ ቅድም እንደተናገርኩት እዚህ ሩም ነው የምንመጣው። ቀጥሎ ያለው ደግሞ ሁለተኛ ፎቅ ላይ የሚቀጥለው ሩም 101 ዶክተር አለማየሁ መኮንንና ዶክተር ሀያት ተከትላችሁ እዛ ትሄዳላችሁ። በሰርቪስ ላይ የምትሰሩ በፕራይቬት ሴክተር ሰርቪስ ኢን ፕራይቬት ሴክተር በሚኒስትሪ እየሰራችሁ ያላችሁ በዳያግኖስቲክ እና ሰርቬይላንስ ላይ የምትሰሩት እዛ ነው የምትሰበሰቡት። ስለዚህ ከሻይ ሰዓት ከ20 ሚኒትስ ሻይ እረፍት በኋላ እዚህ ትመጣላችሁ የሚመለከታችሁ፣ ሌሎቻችሁ ደግሞ እዛ ትሄዳላችሁ ማለት ነው እንደ ተቋማችሁ። አመሰግናለሁ። መልካም ሻይ እረፍት።